Ever wondered why girls lose interest in boys? Well, you're not alone. This question has been puzzling minds for generations, and it's high time we unravel this mystery. Common misconceptions abound, with some suggesting it's all about looks, money, or fame. However, the truth is often far more complex and deeply rooted in human psychology and social dynamics. In this video, we're not just going to debunk these myths, but we're also going to venture into the real reasons that make girls lose interest. We'll explore the crucial role of communication, the importance of keeping the attraction alive, and how effort truly counts. So what's the secret sauce to maintaining interest? Is there a magic formula or a specific set of rules to follow? The answer might surprise you. Understanding these aspects can open up a whole new perspective on relationships and attraction. So buckle up as we dive into this intriguing topic. First, let's identify the issues. What are the common reasons girls lose interest? It's a question that has puzzled many for ages, but the answers might be simpler than you think. One major culprit is lack of communication. It's like trying to navigate through a thick forest with a broken compass. You're bound to get lost. Communication is the compass that guides relationships. When it's missing or malfunctioning, the connection can quickly go off track. It's not just about how often you talk, but also about what you talk about. Deep, meaningful conversations are the building blocks of a strong bond. Next up, we have loss of attraction. Attraction isn't just about looks or physical appeal. It's a complex mix of personality, character, and shared interests. Attraction can fade when there's a shift in any of these areas. Perhaps you've changed, or maybe you've stopped doing the things that initially attracted her to you. Remember, it's not just about maintaining your physical appearance, it's about nurturing the whole package. Then there's a lack of effort. Relationships aren't a one-time deal. They require consistent effort from both parties. Imagine a garden. If you plant a seed and ignore it, it won't flourish. It needs sunlight, water, and care to bloom. The same principle applies to relationships. They need attention, care, and time to blossom. And finally, we can't forget about compatibility. Sometimes people just grow apart. It's not anyone's fault. It's just a part of life. Sometimes what seemed like a perfect match turns out to be a square peg in a round hole. It's important to remember that this doesn't reflect on your worth or value. It just means that the relationship wasn't the right fit. Now that we've identified the problems, how can we fix them? Well, stay tuned because we're about to dive into some solutions that might just turn things around. Communication, or the lack thereof, is a big issue. Now let's dive into the depths of this statement. Imagine this. You're playing a game of charades, but your partner isn't giving any clues. Frustrating, isn't it? The same principle applies to relationships. When two people can't communicate properly, it's like playing a never-ending game of charades where no one is winning. Open and honest communication forms the bedrock of any relationship. It's the bridge that connects two hearts, two minds. When this bridge is strong and sturdy, the relationship thrives. But when it starts to crumble, that's when things start to go downhill. Poor communication can make a person feel unheard, misunderstood, or even neglected. When a girl doesn't feel like she's being heard, she might start to lose interest. She might start to feel like she's in this relationship alone. And no one wants to feel alone, especially when they're with someone. It's not just about talking though. Communication is a two-way street. It's as much about listening as it is about expressing. Hear her out when she's speaking, understand her perspective, show empathy, make her feel valued. But how do you do that? It's simple. Be present in the moment. When she's talking, focus on her words, not on what you're going to say next. Let her finish before you respond. Ask thoughtful questions. Show interest in what she's saying. Honesty is another crucial aspect of communication. It's about being truthful, even when the truth is hard to swallow. Honesty builds trust, and trust strengthens the bond between two people. So, don't be afraid to be truthful. Be open about your feelings, your fears, your dreams. And remember, communication isn't just about the serious stuff. It's also about sharing the small, seemingly insignificant details of your day. It's about laughing together, dreaming together, creating memories together. So let's stop playing charades. Let's start communicating, because when we communicate, we connect, and when we connect, we thrive. Remember, girls value communication. Keep those lines open. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about connection too. You've probably heard this before, and it's absolutely true. So how can you keep that connection strong? How can you maintain the attraction in your relationship? Firstly, show genuine interest in her interests. You don't have to adopt them as your own, but take the time to understand why she loves what she does. If she's an avid reader, ask her about her favorite books. If she loves to cook, appreciate her culinary skills. You might even learn a thing or two. Showing interest in her passions communicates that you value her as an individual and that you care about her happiness. But it's not just about taking an interest in her hobbies. Being supportive is equally important. Support her in her endeavors. Be there for her when she needs a shoulder to lean on, and celebrate her successes. A supportive partner is a magnetic force that is hard to resist. Now let's talk about keeping the relationship exciting. Love, like anything else, can become routine, and routines can become monotonous. So how can you keep the excitement alive? Surprise her with a spontaneous date night. Try out new activities together. Keep learning about each other. Remember, a relationship is a journey of discovery, and there is always something new to learn about your partner. Also, don't forget the importance of maintaining your own interests and passions. It's great to share activities, but having your own hobbies and pursuits makes you more interesting and attractive. It shows that you're a well-rounded individual who knows how to balance personal growth with a relationship. Lastly, always keep the lines of communication open. Talk about your feelings, your dreams, your fears. Honesty and vulnerability can create a deep bond, and it's this bond that keeps the attraction alive. Remember, attraction is a two-way street. Make sure you're doing your part. Effort doesn't go unnoticed. Girls appreciate a guy who tries. It's not about grand gestures or extravagant gifts. It's about the small things that show you care. And let's be honest, effort is an essential ingredient in the recipe of any successful relationship. Imagine you're baking a cake. You have all the ingredients but decide not to mix them together, or you just throw them in the oven without any preparation. What do you think would happen? That's right, you'd end up with a mess, not a cake. Relationships are much the same. Having the ingredients of attraction, communication, and compatibility is not enough. You need to put in the effort to mix them together to make them work. So, what does effort look like in a relationship? It's as simple as planning dates. And I'm not just talking about the usual Friday night dinner and a movie. Be creative. Plan a picnic in the park, a hike, a cooking class, or even a road trip. Show her that you're willing to put in the time and effort to make your time together special. Effort also means showing appreciation. It's letting her know that you value her, that you see her efforts too. A simple thank you can go a long way. But don't stop there. Compliment her. Acknowledge her strengths, her quirks, her passions. Show her that you see her, all of her, and that you value her for who she is. Lastly, effort means being attentive. It's about listening, really listening, not just to her words, but to her emotions, her body language, her silence. It's about noticing when she's having a bad day, even if she doesn't say it. It's about being there, being present, and being responsive. Remember, effort is not a one-time thing. It's a constant, a daily choice. It's about showing up every day, not because you have to, but because you want to, because she's worth it. Effort shows you care, so don't slack off. So, we've uncovered some truths about why girls lose interest in boys. It's not some grand mystery, and it's not because you're doing everything wrong. Sometimes the spark just fades, and that's okay. But there are things we can do to fan the flames. We've talked about the importance of communication. It's not just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and responding. It's about creating a safe space for both of you to share and grow. We've also delved into the art of keeping the attraction alive. It's not just about physical attraction, but about emotional and intellectual connections too. Show her you're interested in her, in who she is and what she loves. And let's not forget the value of effort. A relationship isn't a one-time deal. It's a continued investment. Show her you're willing to put in the time and energy. Remember, every relationship requires work. Keep these tips in mind and you'll keep her interest piqued.